Hey everyone, how's it going? Grizzly here with another Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary, and for once the gameplay is actually relevant to what we're going to be talking about. And as you can see, this is some MvM gameplay on Rottenburg, the last two waves of Bavarian bot bash. So as you can see, starting out with Scout, and later on I will switch on over to the demo for the last wave, so that's what you're seeing in the background right now. And maybe some of you have noticed my lack of videos lately, and usually that's because I'm busy with things in real life, or I'm taking a break from Team Fortress 2, and that's just not the case this time. I actually have been playing Team Fortress 2, and instead of playing, regular pubs, I've been playing a lot of Man vs. Machine, and more specifically Man Up mode. So I've completed close to 10 tours or something like that in the past 2 weeks, so that's where the majority of my time has been spent. And a few videos ago I discussed ways to keep Team Fortress 2 fresh, and although I mentioned competitive and playing with friends, I completely overlooked MvM, which is actually one of my favorite parts of Team Fortress 2. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today, MvM and the community surrounding it. So maybe you've never played Man Up, but if you have, you'll know what I mean when I say that the players can be pretty particular. That's really the nicest way to put it. And before you guys say that I'm bashing the MvM community or whatever, I'm not. I'm actually here to tell you guys, it's not how it seems, maybe. So I browse Reddit quite a bit, the TF2 subreddit, really. And there have been a lot of complaints recently about MvM players being unwelcoming and hostile towards others. And, they said it in a little harsher terms than that. But the main complaint is that the players are too stuck in their ways, and they don't want to deviate from the quote-unquote meta, and by doing that they are ruining other people's fun. And for those of you who don't play a lot of MvM, I'm going to briefly try and explain the classes that people choose, and I'm talking 2 cities right now, so not the older tours. So you're allowed 6 classes, each of these serves a pretty specific purpose. You remove one of those and it can really change the dynamic of the game. So Spy, Pyro, and Sniper are the 3 classes that are rarely used, and that's not to say that there aren't any exceptions. You can't ever use those classes, but more often than not, if you choose one of those, you'll be asked to change, and that's just how it is, especially if you have a lower number of tours. It's completely possible to beat missions with these classes, but the majority of players would agree that it's not ideal, similar to how competitive 6s has a specific team composition. You can choose other classes, but from experience, most players have decided that the ideal team consists of 2 scouts, 2 soldiers, a medic, and a demo. So for MvM, the ideal team is made up of a scout, a soldier, a demo, a heavy, an engineer, and a medic. And these classes all fill a niche role that is difficult to replace. I'm not saying it's impossible, but when playing with a group of strangers whose experience may vary, it's safest just to stick with this formula. So I'm going to try and show you guys my point of view here. I have a full-time job, I work 40 hours a week, sometimes more, and when I get off, I sometimes like to play a little bit MvM, Man Up mode, and by the time I get home, I eat, I exercise, shower, all of that stuff, I usually have, maybe 2-3 hours to play, and this makes that time very valuable to me. I don't really want to spend it failing wave after wave, because an experienced player decided they want to play Sniper or Spy. And maybe the counter argument to that would be, well, if you just want to win, Grizzly, how about you just play with your friends? And, I could say the same thing to you. If you want to play for fun, why don't you just play with your friends? And it's just a silly argument to get into. And for me, it's just annoying when someone without as much experience refuses to listen to those who have beaten the mission several times. And this can go both ways. I'll admit sometimes, or a lot of the time, MvM players can be pretty harsh on the new guy, and it's not really fair to kick someone for missing, like a little bit of money, or for, not killing all of the medics as demo or something like that. These things, they happen, even to the most experienced players. So there are people out there like that. They'll kick you, if you miss $1 or whatever. I won't deny that, but there are people like that everywhere in life. You just have to deal with it. You can't let that affect your whole experience, because for every person like that in MvM, there's another person willing to help you out. So if you're new, just listen to us, listen to the people that we're trying to help you. We just want to help you guys out so you don't make the same mistakes that we did when we first started playing the game. And someone I was playing with actually had a pretty good suggestion that they were talking about, and they were saying, you know, before you're able to play Man Up mode, you should have to complete a tour or two in boot camp. And to me, you know, that just makes sense. It prepares players for Man Up, and it makes it just a better experience for everybody involved. You know, less players would complain because they get kicked, and less players that are playing the game would get upset because they have to kick people. So that's all I really have to say on the subject. A lot of us who play Man Up don't really want to spend a lot of time goofing around, you know, we just want to complete our tour and be done with it. And the game can still be fun when played seriously, you know, just like competitive, that's serious and it's fun. So if you're new to Man vs. Machine, just listen to the other guys with more experience. A lot of time, you know, we just want to help you out, and we just need you to cooperate with us a little bit. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say on this subject. Do you think the MvM community is as toxic as everyone makes it out to be? Or maybe you're kind of on the other side of the argument, kind of like I am. But as always, I would love to hear what you guys have to say. So thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys all later. Have a good one. Bye.
This is Heavy Weapons Guy. Thank you for watching Grizzly Berry. Now click that little yellow button. Ha ha!